Skin First Luxury is all the rage, and there's nowhere we see it more than in complexion products. Now, luxury isn't just about a price tag. It's about the texture, behavior, it's about the active ingredients. So today, we're gonna take a look at 4 of the most popular luxury skin tints so we can figure out which one is right for you. Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we are taking a look at the Victoria Beckham Complexion Drops, the Lisa Eldridge Enhancement Tint, and 2 Chanel products. 1, the original tint, and 2, the touch. These I get the most questions about practically than any other product that I talk about here on the channel. So let's get into it. So looking at these from the outside, you're like, okay, this is about skin first, where we want healthy, glowy skin. It's gonna give you a little bit of coverage, a little bit of blurring. They're all the same. They're not the same. They are actually very different products. And I'm gonna break down today exactly what the differences are. So let's start with the Water Fresh Tint from Chanel. This, in my opinion, is the OG. This is where it all started. This is a $72 product. It's 1 ounce. It's made up of a patented microfluid technology. 75% water gel with suspended pigment micro droplets. The kind of coverage, the intended coverage, is an ultra sheer, bare skin, fresh glow. There is no real coverage here, okay? This is pure hydration. There's also very limited shades in this product. This product has, I believe it's light, medium, then there's like 2 above that, medium, deep, and then deep, I think, because they added some. It's really not a coverage product. In addition to the shots that you're seeing on the back of my hand, I'm gonna put them on my face today. I have nothing on, so that you can see what you're actually getting. And like I said, there's no real coverage here. This is a product that is that bare skin look. What it does though, is it hydrates your skin and it perfects your skin. So it makes you look like your skin is better than it is. It's great. It's a great product and I've been using it for years. The second product, the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch. Again, $72, but you get a lot less. It's 0.68. It's a concentrated micro droplets, 60% of like a water gel, and the antioxidant jasmine extract. Now with this one, you get light to medium buildable coverage. This is radiant, it's pinpoint concealing or all over. So you could use this as something like you just wanted to cover up some parts of your, face that you were unhappy with, and you would be, fine. Or you can use it as an all-over foundation. You can also build this. This is something that's going to give you coverage, whereas the tint has 0 coverage. So again, ultra sheer, bare skin, fresh glow, light to medium, buildable coverage, radiant. I think you can see already, just, half and half here, guys. Look at this side. You can tell that there's coverage here. I have reduced any redness, any like imperfections in my skin. This side looks just like I have nothing on my face, but you're like, wow, where does she get her facials? That kind of look. She obviously gets a lot of sleep and drinks a lot of water. That's the difference. And it's a distinct difference. These 2 products are not the same. However, they do have a similar formula, and when you look at them, you see this micro droplets, the suspended pigment. And yes, that's where the touch came from. The touch was created on the basis of this, but they are very different products for very different purposes. Now we're gonna move to Victoria Beckham and Lisa Eldridge. I get more questions, like I said, about the Chanel products, the touch and the tint. But right after that, following that, is the Victoria Beckham versus the Lisa Eldridge. Now that possibly could be my fault, because when the Lisa Eldridge came out, I basically said, like, this is the best thing ever. And I stand by that because she was the first to do it. But I'll get into what's my favorite now and who I think will appreciate each formula after we review the try-ons. But this is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Enhancing Tint. It's $49 for 1 ounce. It's a very small packaging. It is 78% skincare based. It has prickly pear seed oil, squalene, and glycerin. And the coverage, or the intended coverage and finish of this, is a sheer, blurred, naturally perfected finish. And you will see that it does offer coverage like the Chanel Touch, but it's not heavy coverage. And I wouldn't necessarily say this is particularly buildable. The only product of all of these that I think is really buildable is the Touch. That's my take on it. I think the others I don't think they look as good when you start to build them. I think you can see already. Perfected the skin. It looks fantastic. It's sheer, but it's a blurred, naturally perfected. I think it looks more like the Touch from Chanel. Now we have the Victoria Beckham. Now, this is $110. This is the foundation drops. $110 for 0.9 ounces. It's infused with Augustinus Bader's TFC8 technology. I never exactly know what that is, but amino acids and vitamins, and there's jojoba oil in here. And the intended coverage and finish for this is a semi-sheer transparency. So it's luminous, melted in, second skin that kind of, it's supposed to mimic a natural bounce of your skin. You know, like when you look really healthy and you've had a lot of water and you've had a lot of sleep, that kind of look. Now, if you look at this on camera and I'm looking at it in the 10X mirror, I can tell you right now, there is not a tremendous amount of difference in the finish. It is very similar. This side, you have the Lisa Eldridge. It's sheer, it's blurred, it's naturally perfected. This side, it's semi-sheer, okay? So it's not as sheer. You have that luminous melted in second skin. There is a difference when it dries down. When you first put it on, you might not see it as much. But when it dries down, this looks more natural. It looks like more like the Tint. This still has practically no coverage at all. This one has coverage, but it's more of that like, oh, okay, she put on a skin tint. If you get really close, you can see. This side, when it dries down, you get this, the way I would describe it, it looks like you had a facial. Like you just had a facial, and maybe there's like skincare ingredients on your skin. There's a reason for that. You do have skincare ingredients on your skin. Now, Lisa Eldridge also has skincare ingredients. There is something to be said for the Augustinus Bader products, and I've talked about it numerous times. I do think her products are excellent. Now, as I said in the beginning, luxury isn't just about price tag, or it shouldn't be just about price tag. It's about how the texture behaves, it's about the active ingredients in the products, and it's how these things work on you. There's a lot of confusion about the Tint versus the Touch. That's the first thing. And the Tint is purely, in my opinion, a shot of hydration. It evens out your tone and it evens out the texture of your skin. That was what I had on this side of my face. The Touch is a real concentrated coverage. It actually gives good coverage, and you can use it as a concealer or you can use it as for your full face. And if you're somebody who really has a lot of redness or a lot of skincare damage to your skin that you're trying to, quote, cover, it's definitely the Touch versus the Tint. The skincare fusion products, the Victoria Beckham drops and the Lisa Eldridge, here's the thing. These are much more expensive. The Victoria Beckham is $110, but you are getting this cellular renewal tech that's part of Augustinus Bader. I do think it makes a huge difference on more experienced skin, mature skin. I think you're gonna notice what this does is it literally looks luminous and glowy without ever looking greasy. Again, I have dry skin, so we have to make that as a caveat. But this is phenomenally good, and you'll notice a difference if your skin is more fussy or more experienced like mine. I'd also say, though, that the Lisa Eldridge has, I think it's 21 at the moment, highly specific undertones shades for her product. So the fact that this is 78% skincare, it's got squalene and prickly pear, as I said, it does have this blurred velvet kind of look to it, where this is more luminous and these are more like a wet glow. It's a very different finish. So for me, just for me and what I generally need and am looking for in the summer, it's this. I wear this a lot in the summer because it's basically a perfecting hydrating product for my skin. It makes my skin look healthier and glowier. and kind of a little wet looking, but it's going to give practically no coverage whatsoever. And I like that because it's hot, sticky, and I don't like it. I don't like things on my face. So this is great. If you're somebody who wants any coverage of any kind, real coverage, you don't want this product because it will not cover your redness or your dark spots, or it will not do it. But you love your skin the way it is and you're just looking for like an evening out of texture and tone, this thing is, you can't beat this. The tint, if you like that feel, if you like that kind of wet gel-like finish, then and you want coverage, the Touch is absolutely amazing. I wear this a great deal. In fact, this is my third bottle in a year. Yeah, changed shades because I used to use the B12 or the BR12 or the B10. Now they have BR22 in this formula, so that's what I wear. And I think it's one of the best products on the market all around for most people. I have heard from people though that have oilier skin, it's not their favorite. So just keep that in mind. These two. If you're looking for a little bit more of a velvet skin-like coverage, but you do want skincare, you want something that has, some properties that are gonna improve the state of your skin, Lisa Eldridge, or if you have a tricky undertone. No one has an easy undertone. It's just that some are less well represented in the makeup world. Lisa Eldridge can't be beat. And this is a fantastic product. I mean, I still love this. However, my favorite is the Victoria Beckham. It's not because it's the most expensive. It's not because it's $110 and I just go for the most expensive. Trust me, I don't. If I can find something that's less expensive, that's just as good, I will use it. However, the skincare in here is exceptionally good. And if you use this every day, as many people do wear a foundation of some type, skin tint, whatever you want to call it, every day, you are getting great skincare benefits from this product. And it does leave a beautiful finish on your skin. Not as many shades, and it is, as we've just said, very expensive. The other thing is that for a while it was out of stock everywhere, and so it was very hard to find. I believe it is back in stock now at most places that you can find it, so I will make sure it is linked below or on the screen. A couple other notes. The application techniques matter. They always matter, but they really matter with these 4 products. The Chanel micro droplets require a specific buffing motion. So you're either going to buff it out on your hand or you're going to buff it out on your face. I buff it out on my hand. That's just how I do it. So I personally think that it's best to do with a brush. I don't think your fingers work as well with this product. I would use a brush. The Anissa brush is my favorite. Pinnacle brush, it's what I use. The Victoria Beckham drops melt beautifully with a dense brush. Any dense buffing brush, again, love the Anissa brush. The Lisa Eldridge also works extremely good with a brush, but you can use this with your fingertips no problem, or at least I've never had a problem. The way that this is created, I think it's almost made for your fingers. So again, you can always use a brush, but if you're somebody who likes to use your fingers, go with the Lisa Eldridge. If you're a dry skin type like me, I think you're gonna really love the Lisa Eldridge or the Chanel. I think those are ones that you'll really like. The combinations out there, people with combo skin, I think that the Lisa Eldridge may require a little bit of translucent powder. May. And the Victoria Beckham drops, they set down really well. There is a skincare component to this, but whatever she did, whatever was created with Victoria and Augustinus butter, it sets down in a way that I think it works on really most skin types. Like, I really haven't seen anyone yet who's tried it and been like, it didn't set on me. Now, that's not to say there's not going to be, because of course there's millions of people in the world, but this one, it sets better than practically any other one I've seen. These, you still kind of get a wet look, which is why I like them. And they seem to not work as well on some people who have oily skin. Lisa Eldridge, again, it's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna look plump. It's gonna look a little bit velvet. But if you, on dry skin, but if you have combination or oily skin, I have heard people who they like to put powder on over it. Not that it didn't work, it's just they needed some powder. So you have to decide, what your thoughts are. So overall, like I said, my pick is the Victoria Beckham, but in the summer, I still use I still go with the tint first. I generally don't wear anything above the tint in the summertime. Again, I don't do well in heat. So like for me, I don't really want a foundation per se on my skin. If you're somebody who's always looking for coverage, that is not going to be your go-to because it's not going to have it for you. But hopefully this helps like give you the one that's right for you so you can decide. There isn't one here that's bad. These products are all exceptionally good products. And I think there's something out there for everyone, different price points, different shades. Again, Lisa Eldridge knocked it out of the park with all her undertones. It's absolutely amazing. So you can decide. Now, if you have any questions, you can always DM me. I'm happy to help. I'd love to know if you have a favorite or if you've never tried them. You can tell me which one you're going to go try now. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.